I had an injury in my rotator, and the doctor was like, he's like, man, you're probably gonna have to have surgery. It was a torn rotator, right? And I go, okay, well, before we do that, let me try this other thing.
Right.
So I started doing BPC and TB 500, and I was doing it at high doses.
So when you say high dose, what's the dose?
So I did 6 rounds of it. So 6 months of it is what I did. Okay. I was doing BPC every single day. I want to say I was doing 5 milligrams a day. And the funny thing is, everything else got fixed. Yeah. My gut health, my inflammation, everything else was healed too. And then I was doing 5 milligrams of TB 500 4 times a week. And 6 months, man, the whole tear. And what we did was every month we did MRI every month. If you look at month 1 and month 6, it did open, closed.
Wow.
No tear. Not only that, this shoulder now is better than this shoulder.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm like, I gotta do the same thing with this one now. Okay, man.
What's up, baby?
What's up?
Good to see you.
What's going on, man?
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. You were on trips and jet setting around?
Yeah, just got back from Phoenix. Had an event out there, this company called Energy. They have a vitamin D light. It has 95% UVB.
Oh, okay.
So the sun is 95% UVA.
Right.
And 5% UVB, which is what makes the vitamin D.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah. So this light actually concentrates it and then flips it. So it's 95% UVB and only 5% UVB.
That's the one you were telling me about. We're gonna get.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
good.
We had and I guess it was an investor event where they basically presented the product, and they had some investors
Research
there.
And all that,
yeah. And I guess they're doing a capital raise. So they flew me out, and it was really cool because, I have a machine at home now.
Yeah.
And, since I got it and since I found out about it, I've been brushing up on my vitamin D research. And it's just really crazy how important vitamin D is, and how, if you live above the Tropic of Cancer, you're more than likely vitamin D deficient.
Everybody's deficient, just degree of deficiency.
Exactly. In the national standard is like 50 units per whatever. I forgot the nanograms or whatever per milliliter. And so they're saying 50 is like where, but that's really like the middle of the middle range. You know what I mean?
That's not the optimized.
So having a optimized vitamin D is just, you don't even have to know much to understand that that's super important, since it's actually a hormone, not a vitamin, and it's responsible for so many different things that happens in your body metabolically.
Yep.
And so I just that's something I can get behind, something that I'm always trying to optimize anyway.
Oh yeah.
So
everywhere.
So when you find something that and the treatment, I got it mounted on my wall, and the treatment is you do 1.5 minutes on your front side, then turn around 1.5 minutes, and you're done.
That's it.
And they got people getting
every day.
They say, when you're deficient, of course, you want to do as often as possible. But then there's a point where you get topped off, and then you just go find your maintenance level, whatever it is.
Couple times
so I'm doing it probably 5 days a week, and then you test kind of in the beginning, and then test, later on. So I'm just now getting it like a couple of weeks ago, but I like it. I like it because it's something easy and quick. I can do it. And
you feel the difference.
Oh yeah. You do it in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And the difference, the feeling difference might just be the fact that I know I'm getting it, not necessarily because you're supposed to get better sleep, and it helps with serotonin, it helps with nitric oxide, but you can't necessarily feel those things.
You just notice, like
you feel those things when it's not happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When you feel terrible all the time.
You know what I'm saying?
So I don't know what's going on.
So I was just like, man, I feel really good, and like I say, the convenience of it.
Yeah.
Kelly has vitiligo, so I'm hoping that helps with that. So just trying to.
So it's really interesting that vitamin D is not actually a vitamin; it's a hormone.
Yes. But that's how they keep us in the dark, bro. That's how they keep us in the dark about stuff.
You never hear that.
Yeah.
Like how How often have you heard? Comment below if you've ever heard that before. I bet you have it.
It's like
unless you're deep in it.
unless you go seek
right.
it, a lot of that type of stuff.
Right.
It just kind of goes. I won't say over our heads, but you're just not told. So unless you seek it out, you just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's super important. I mean, everybody needs it, and everybody's deficient.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, deficiency just runs wild now.
Yeah, well, because most people can't absorb it. You know, some people can't make enough in their body. So even if they were getting the right amount of sun, it wouldn't be building up. Some people can take 20,000 international units and still not absorb and still be deficient, still not absorbing.
Right.
So yeah, that's just something that like I say, it's gonna be good, especially like I'm gonna help them with their sales and marketing, and I'm thinking that putting it in the gyms. Say you go to the gym for 45 minutes. 100%. So now you go to the gym for 50 minutes and you're getting your vitamin D.
I mean, why not? Because they have the red light therapy now in the gyms and
the
all
saunas,
that.
The red light, the cold all that type of stuff. So
why not have that?
Adding that to the regimen or your daily routine. Yeah. They have a home unit, which is the one I have. Then they have a commercial unit. The home unit it services 6 people. The commercial one services unlimited number of people. Wow. So we're gonna, talk to the spas and the clinics and the gyms. And
I'm excited for that. Yeah. That's badass.
Yeah.
So we talked about this is, by the way, this is episode 29.
Yep.
And it's we're right before the new year. We keep saying 2026 is going to be the launching year for all the stuff we've been working on.
Yeah. The year of the horse.
Right. And we're gonna run wild on that shit.
Yes, sir.
And I feel it. Like I feel, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I feel the energy. Like it's like we're like right there. I'm like, like you're at the door and you just like open the door, man. I'm ready.
Yeah. You can always tell when things are changing or things are gonna happen. You get these obstacles. You're like, where the hell is this coming from?
What is this about? Yeah.
So it's just these distractions that keep you off your mark. But like I say, knowing what you just like, oh, okay, there's something else I got to work through or figure out. So I'm excited about 2026. And again, in my life, I've never been really into astrology and I'm still not really into it, but I can't ignore it. It's one of those type of things that it's there, whether you want to pay attention to it or it's not. We have 12 zodiacs, 12 disciples, 12 this, 12, you know what I mean? So it's just like a lot of synergy, a lot of things tied together.
Right.
And I'm paying attention now.
Right.
I should say.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, when you were we were talking about we're both horse signs and like I was like, bro, that's crazy. We're both Virgos.
That kind of tripped me
out.
You know
what I mean? I was like,
it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, like I say, rewinding the tape throughout my entire life, my career, all the major things that happened to me in horse years, and it's just kind of like, wow.
You're like, okay,
I was not.
It's a pattern.
I didn't even know.
Right.
I wasn't even locked in, or so this time I feel like, almost having a heads up. I got a hopefully not a false sense of confidence, but I feel like an extra, like the universe has my back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like you can feel, like you literally can feel the vibration. You know what I mean? And I know you're like that too. You're real locked in, so. Yeah. You can literally feel the vibration like building.
Yeah. Speaking of vibration, I was just out in Phoenix and went to Sedona. I got to go to Sedona.
Yeah.
Which
did you see Doc when you were?
Oh yeah. He took me. That's what I'm saying. He took me, and he took me to this. I forgot what it's called, but it's like this real high peak where you can see 365 degrees.
Oh, that's cool.
It was cold. It was like 40 degrees, vibration. which our 40 here is not that bad.
That's desert 40, man.
Man, I was just like, hold up, player. I'm looking at the temperature. I'm just like, this is only 40?
Yeah.
It feels like freaking 20.
Yeah.
It's cold as I don't know what. But it was amazing looking at, I guess it's almost looking like you're looking in a time warp because you see all the different layers of sediment and all that and all the different rock formations. It's crazy out there.
Sedona's crazy, man.
And they have all these vortexes.
Yeah.
We went into this vortex shop. It was just showing how much energy is like in the ether, in the air.
Yeah.
It was cool. Very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I mean, and I love that Doc's locked in with all that stuff too, man.
Yeah. He came out to the event.
Did he?
Him and Abby. They just good people, man.
Great people, man. I love them. I love them.
Yeah.
And they're very what's the word? They're very like tuned in.
Just
is that what you were saying?
About to say tapped in.
I was gonna say like literally,
very,
like you know what I mean. Like when you talk to them, they feed you good energy. Yeah. It's just like
and good food,
great food, man. What I don't know what that was. What was that thing they made with? Was that brisket?
That was a Wagyu brisket that I got from the company.
It like literally
Heard and
fell
Grace.
off.
Heard and Grace. They had it was like 20 pounds. Bro.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
It was a big piece.
Yeah. I'm getting ready to do I think I'm gonna do a rib roast for Christmas. Okay. They got like a 5-pound ribeye. I'm gonna do that for Christmas.
I'm coming over.
Yeah,
let's go. You know me. Sure. Yeah, man. Sure. So that's cool, man. I'm excited. You know, we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff with them too, because you know what I've realized is, you know, as this year's gone by, a lot of people that are not supposed to be in 2026 with us are, and we didn't even kick them out. It was just kind of like.
It's funny that you say that, because in the beginning of this year, and like I say, knowing what I know, or assuming what I'm assuming,
right.
I've been praying, you know, Father, remove the things and the individuals that are not meant to be in my life.
They're not serving.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have nothing against nobody, but just remove these things that don't belong in my situation. Right. And boy,
it's like all of a sudden, you know, like I'd be like, man, I haven't heard from so and so in a while, and then you go, oh,
well, it's just things start happening to do that, and and I'm saying to myself, well, I did pray for it. It's not, I can't turn. I can't say, I didn't mean that.
I just playing.
So just doing that and being aware, and then watching how things unfold is it's a trip.
Yeah, you know, the whole thing with you know, everything we've been working on in 2025.
Yeah.
You know, by the way, 2025, even though it went by fast, it seems like it dragged on a little bit.
It's like it's dragging now.
Right?
Yeah.
Like we're like a couple weeks out, and we're like, come on, man. Let's get there. Yeah. And it's almost like guys like, listen, I tell you to take the steps, when and where and what direction. You just take the steps. That's it. You know, but that's the human side, right?
Yeah.
That wants to like,
well, because like we, you know, it's almost like we want to know before we go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes I guess you can know before you go, but most of the time you can't. No. You just gotta, you know, that's where the faith comes in, where you know, you believe and then you execute, and then boom, voila, the result.
Yeah. So, I mean, we used to try to control all that.
Yeah.
No
more.
That never worked out good.
Talking about you know, like what's coming up, like you know, the Fed is lowering interest rates. So that means quantitative easing is over. That means money printing is happening. So it's time to like really get off into assets.
Yep.
If you're going to start a business, get you some new credit, you know, now's the time to prepare for that, because next year, a lot of things have to happen in order for us to get to the next place. Financially, in the whole system. So,
well, you know, like, I mean, our plans are I love how we always go like all the way. We don't, we'll take this and then we'll see what happens. We're like, listen, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it. And you know, opening up the offices in Dubai is something that we're gonna do in 2026. Hey, I'm super pumped about that.
Let's go.
Yeah, and I've talked to I talked to a bunch of people I know there, and I know you know a lot of people there too. And everybody's like, dude, that's an amazing idea. You guys should definitely do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, having been to Dubai recently, it's definitely happened. They're already utilizing XRP and real estate. They're they're tokenizing and fractionizing real estate and all kinds of things. That lets you know where it's going.
The real estate thing is, I mean, you know, like as soon as we started talking about Dubai, this is like, you know, months back. We talked about, okay, we need to have offices there. Yeah. And I started looking into like the business visas and all that stuff that they offer. First of all, it's amazing. You know, I'm like, how do you, a business owner that doesn't do it? I don't even understand.
Well, like being a content creator as well, they're giving you visa for that.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? So all that. And then since I started looking into it, on my news feed was like these properties that they're building and stuff. And they're like, look, you can get in right now for this much. And I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, I can't even. This is amazing. Yeah. Like what they build over, you can't even, you have to go online and see it. Yeah. Because you can't describe it. It's literally, they build like these futuristic cities and everything is perfect.
Yeah.
Everything is beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, it's clean. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and basically affordable as well. I mean, you know, they got some super high end stuff,
Right? Of course,
but they got things to where you can get in where you fit in.
Comparable to here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Comparable to here. Like there's a lot of things that I saw that. I mean, you know, we can go there. I mean, even with the incentives. I mean, they have incentives where they give you offices. If you go over there and you buy certain residences, they'll give you an office to have for your business.
Cool.
And then they'll give you like a 10-year work visa.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Looking for enterprise.
Right. Especially if we're already established.
Yeah.
Then they're like, the guy I talked to, he's one of the main dudes that, you know, he's part of this big group that they handles things like that for people that are already up and running businesses, not like starting one, right?
Right.
And when I told him what we're doing with the peptides and we're gonna have the nasals and the orals and all that, I mean, he was like, can I come in with you guys?
Basically? Yeah, they want made in the USA for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know what I mean? And since all of our products are made in the USA, I mean, he was like, this is amazing. He's like, can we just we just have to figure out the logistics of them shipping from there and what the customs needs as far as paperwork and all that stuff. And then he's like, it's not difficult to do that.
Right.
As long
as
you
just gotta go through the process.
Right. You just gotta go through the process. And since we only deal with labs that are here in America, like we don't have any issues because they have all the proper documentation for everything. You know what I mean?
That makes a difference.
Huge difference. Because it's not coming from China, it's not coming from India or, wherever else,
cool. And, made good old US of A.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Everything is here. Sweet. And I'm super excited about that too. The peptide stuff. I mean, we always do episodes and we kind of hit on it, but we don't really talk about it. You know what I mean? And I think that's organically now is the time to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at that time, we were trying to get things in order to be able to properly talk about it without having any kind of issue.
Right.
And now that we're locked in and we have the agreement signed and everything like that with the labs here in America, now it's fine. We can tell people all about it. And I'm excited. And I know one of the things was, besides the lyophilized powder, right? The lyophilized product that you reconstitute yourself. We also have the wet product that comes reconstituted. We also have the nasals, which, you tried some of them. What do you think?
To be honest with you, I was kind of shocked. And again, I'm still trying to figure out the dose, but it definitely works. You definitely can tell.
Yeah.
Like with the NAD,
the glutathione,
PT141, you could feel that.
Yeah.
So
I mean it's gonna work, and the products are all made from the same API, so same raws are used for the lyophilized and for the wet for the the product is good, and then we have COAs on everything, which helps verify the purity level of everything and all that good stuff. Everything is above 99%.
Yeah. Cool.
You know what I mean? And then we also have the capsules now. Because some people just don't want to do injections. And then, they say, well, how does the capsules compare with the injections? Well, they all are the same thing. It's the absorption rate that
the efficacy
varies,
on how it works in the body.
Right.
Yeah. And that's why it's so important to make sure your gut health and your digestive tract is on point. Doing, because we're all basically doing it's research. And finding out the proper dosage to get the effect. Understanding that peptides are signalers. So in other words, it's going to create the signal in your body, but think about having a signal without the actual apparatus to receive the signal.
There's no receiver.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, our specialty, what we specialize is in helping people prepare the body to receive and execute the signal. That way you can get the results.
Yeah, 100% correct. And so I just brought a couple of things just so people can kind of get a visual of what things look like. But this is actually really interesting. We got I'm just going to actually give this to you, but this is Clo in capsule form.
Oh wow!
So you got the BPC, the TB500, the GHKCU, and the KPV all in that.
Wow!
So one of the protocols that we're working on is to have the injectable form and then supplement that like
in between for convenience. Right. And the steady flow.
Right, steady flow, right? Create that steady flow. So this is the nasal. This is the Semax Solanke. I gave you one of these, right?
I got one.
Yeah. So for a bunch of nootropic.
That's my anti. What do you call it? Road rage.
Anti-road rage product there. Yep. This is the Retatrutide, which is actually one of the newest ones.
Cool.
Yeah, the Reta is one of those things where, I mean, have you tried that one?
I'm doing 0.5 milligram.
You doing that? Yeah. What do you think?
Let me. So yeah, I think at that lower dose, it's not making me not want to eat. I did feel a little difference in far as like, I won't even call it nausea, but I could just tell a difference.
There's something going on. Yeah.
And what I am noticing, and I spoke on it last week about the motility. It's definitely slowed down the motility, but in my case, because I'm AB negative and I have low stomach acid, so in my case, it's actually helping me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. I think food was moving through me too fast almost.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So it wasn't even,
So now I just feel like it's just more complete digestion.
Yeah. Well, you're taking it more for the health benefits than the weight loss.
I mean, I'm not trying to lose weight. Matter of fact, I gained a little bit of weight.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is there was just a study done that if you're on Reta long enough, it actually becomes anabolic and helps you build muscle.
So, I cook 95% of everything I eat. I cook it myself.
Yeah.
But, when I travel, I can't, unless I get a Airbnb or something,
right.
I'm eating at restaurants. So this particular trip, I got a regular hotel room and I think that's where I stayed, Holiday Inn Express. So I ate their breakfast that morning, which, I'm just eating it because I know you know what I'm saying?
But you know what you got. Yeah.
And then I had, I think I had queso and, cheese queso and sliders.
Yeah, all the stuff.
All the stuff. Because I went to sports bar, watching football. Right. I think I gained like 17 pounds while I was gone. I mean, just swole up like a tick. And I'm just like, OMG, it's just crazy the food additives and what they do to your body.
Yeah.
You're like, you got to be in shape. Like, in other words, you got to be used to that type of stuff for it to not really affect
mess you up. Yeah.
And I think, like a lot of people, if that's all you really eat is, processed and ultra processed food and restaurants all the time, then your body gets accustomed to it. But when you spend, 6 months since, you know what I mean, without eating out, bro, I feel it was crazy.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah,
and then of course, I'm a water snob as well. So at home I got the distiller, I got the Kangen water machine, I got the water filter. So when I go out of town, I'm stuck with drinking bottled water. So I don't hardly even. Yeah. So now I'm dehydrated and inflamed.
Man.
So I came home with some serious jet lag and just had to get on my process and get it out.
Well, luckily, like your body so well now after so many years of, doing diets and manipulating things that you can bounce right back. But now imagine the ordinary person. Yeah. They're going to feel that for 2 weeks.
I know. But yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I mean, I was wake up in the morning like, why is my face so swollen? That's insane.
You had moon face?
Man, it was crazy. Crazy. Because I do all that lymph drain, all that stuff.
Yeah.
All those things.
Yeah.
And it's the trip. When you go out of town, you get out of your element. And, so.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, with this, I'm super excited because, we have every peptide there is. And the cool thing is when you're working with labs that are here in America, they can actually make custom blends.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when we were talking about the nasal, producing a form of Clo, but instead of the GHKCU, putting CJC1295 and ipamorelin in it.
Yeah.
And they can do it.
Yeah.
And still keep the efficacy, absorption, and all the same.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to like microdose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm a microdoser.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. When we were going through the lab research, like the white papers, I thought about you because everything was like microdosing. Like microdosing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so, and there's a lot of people that just don't want to do injections. You know what I mean? So this is a great way to mitigate that problem. For people who just don't want to. And some people just are like, listen, I'll do an insulin syringe all day long.
I mean,
if the absorption is higher. And
I think it's the prep more than anything. In other words, I've seen A friend of mine showed me his little testosterone kit where it has the vials already filled.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like so. I think it's more of a convenience thing, you know, taking out the time to draw everything out.
Yeah, so this is the bacterial static water. You have to mix this into the powder, and then
So now the pre-mades are going to be more and more popular. But like I say, you know, you kind of got to be careful with these amino acids because, you know, you got a 15 chain amino acid and then a 40 something chain amino acid. Some of them may or may not mix together and give you the same
so
result.
you can't combine. That's what they were saying. You can't combine everything together.
Right.
You know, just because you want to do it, that doesn't work. Like I've seen a lot of places talking about the GHKCU coming in nasal form, but from the research that we saw, it's not soluble. So so it mitigates the absorption, because it's not soluble. So you know, even
you
though
can put it on topically,
So they have a cream and they have a top like a dropper. Like that has good absorption. With the transdermal, but the injection is like the best form right now. And then they're trying to figure out if there's a way to do it properly with the nasals. So if there is, I mean, we'll definitely have it. But, you know, right now, the best way to take it is injection. But I'll tell you something, though. We have the face cream version and we have the dropper. And a lot of med spas that we deal with, what they're doing is they're using it for like when they do microneedling. And they're
speed up the healing.
What they're saying,
in that situation, it's actually being pushed into the skin, though.
It's literally being pushed into the skin. And they were saying like the results are like tenfold. You know, and the healing is way shorter. But then they have all the other benefits of taking it too, because it comes with like
it does so many things. So I was kind of, you know, when we first got introduced to it, it's like 50 milligrams, when everything else is 5, 2, 5, and 10.
50 and 100.
Like how do you even measure that? So I'm doing 2.5 milligrams daily of the GHKCU. Doing 2.5 milligrams of Mont-C every other day, and then the impramelin, tesamorelin. I do. I think I do like 1 milligram of impramelin. And then 20 minutes later, do 1 milligram of.
Oh, okay. So you do it separate.
Just 20 minutes apart, because one is a releaser. One of them stimulates the production, and the other one stimulates release. So you kind of let the production build up.
You've seen the blend. There's
You can do it in the blend.
Yeah, you can do it in
the blend.
So I think in my mind, like mentally, I'm like, even though there's blends, I'm like, I'll take them separate.
Well, again, I'm doing it so I can know the difference. You know, so I've done the blend before, and I think it's fine.
Yeah, the blend works.
I want to know the difference if I feel the difference. I definitely can tell the difference when I do CJC. For some reason, that flushes me. I don't know. Does it do that to you?
Yeah. If you're taking a good dose. Are you talking about the DAC or no DAC?
I guess no DAC.
The no DAC is the one you're supposed to take like once or twice a day.
Okay. So
because it's got a short half-life.
Right.
Yeah, and the DAG has the long half-life where you can do it like once a week because it has like a 5-day release period.
So I think I've only experienced with that. Without that.
Without that.
The fast act.
Yeah.
Because like 10 minutes later,
you feel it right away. It works with the DAG too, but not the same. Like you feel like something's going on because it just starts to, just triggers that release. You're just like, okay, so. With all of these peptides, like people have to understand, like peptides are amino acids.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's one of the things I think.
Oh, and they ain't going nowhere either.
They're not going anywhere.
I mean, at this point, it's too many known benefits.
No, and now it's just expanding. And thank you for social media. They can't put a lid on it because, people are like, look, I've been taking it and I don't have this issue anymore. And my inflammation is gone. My knees feel better. My shoulder, I had an injury in my rotator. And the doctor was like, and the doctor's a friend of mine. He's like, man, you're probably gonna have to have surgery. It was a torn rotator, right? And I go, okay, well, before we do that, let me try this other thing. So I did BPC TB 500. Right. This is like early on, like when they were really just starting to come out, and I read some stuff on it, like it heals this and this. I'm like, okay, well, if this is even like 50% true, I'll just keep doing it. Just keep doing that. And we did an MRI and I had a full tear. Like, you know, when they do the ink and you could literally see what it tear. It was a full tear. It wasn't like a partial tear.
Wow.
And he was like, I mean, he's like, if it was partial, you know, probably can do some, you know, maybe feed some more blood flow in there and see if it repairs. But it was a full tear. He was like, you know, he's like, I've never seen that heal by itself. Like, it's just, even if I pump blood in
I would
there.
love to tell you that, but
Right, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I go, okay, well, let's do an experiment, you know, and we could just keep it between me and you.
Yeah.
And he was like, cool. So I started doing BPC and TB 500, and I was doing it at high doses because it was a full tear. Yeah. I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna do high, like for maintenance doses. This.
So when you say high dose, what's the dose?
I was doing so I did 6 rounds of it. So 6 months of it is what I did.
Okay.
Okay. I was doing BPC every single day.
Okay.
And I was doing I want to say I was doing 5 milligrams a day.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was doing 5 milligrams a day. And the funny thing is, everything else got fixed. Yeah. My gut health, my everything else was healed too. But I was doing 5 milligrams of that a day, and then I was doing 5 milligrams of TB 500 4 times a week.
Okay.
Because that's got the long half-life.
Yeah.
And 6 months, man, the whole tear. And what we did was every month we did MRI every month. And every month that we did MRI, you could see like something's going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then if you look at month 1 and month 6, it did open, closed.
Wow.
No tear. Not only that, this shoulder now is better than this shoulder.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm like, I got to do the same thing with this one now.
Kelly had got a bone bruise when we had the little dog situation.
Yeah.
And I think I gave her two shots.
Yeah.
2 days, 2 days in a row.
Yeah. Gone.
And it was good.
Yeah.
It was like a bruised bone. So they said, they can do like this surgery where they inject the cement or bone cement in
bone
there.
Cement, yeah.
And we didn't
You're like,
do
that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Let me try this peptide. Let me try this amino acid and see what happens.
Exactly.
Same thing happened. I have a good client of mine. Her daughter is a professional tennis player. I probably told you about this. But she was practicing for the U.S. Open. Rolled her ankle. You know what I mean? She rolled her ankle. And so her mom called and said, hey, Paz, she's rolled her ankle. What can we do? She's trying to get ready for the U.S. Open. I was like, all right, I'll see you guys at your house. You know what I mean? So I went over there, took BPC, and gave her a shot. And her right in the ankle, like right where it was. You know what I mean? 3 days of it, okay? And she was back on the court practicing.
Wow.
Complete heal.
Wow. That's awesome.
Honestly, I didn't even think it would, like, I'm like, this is going to help. I don't know how much.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's still very new.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're all experimenting.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, well, I haven't done. I said, listen, I know what it did for me.
Right.
That was a tear, and it took 6 months.
Yeah.
I was like, I know it's gonna help. To what degree? I don't know. But she's also young, so her body's strong, so she can bounce right back. But man, 3 days of that, 3 shots every day, completely healed, man. No, like she literally had no swelling, no soreness, no nothing. And then she said her gut health was better too. She's like, I used to have
That's amazing.
Yeah.
My buddy just broke his hip. He just finished surgery. I'm hoping that the Wolverine helps him out.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
That's for
Yeah. Nick, he had his open heart surgery.
Yeah.
He said he did it every day.
Yeah.
And went back for his 2 week, and the doctor almost fell off his chair. So it's definitely, and maybe there's still a lot to be determined.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But in the experiments that we're witnessing, it's definitely happening.
I can't remember his name, but the guy on YouTube that we both have been.
Yeah,
just being
Terry
around.
Brock
Is that what his name? Yeah.
I hate messing up people's names, but
I know.
we know you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So
the dude to be cussing everybody out.
Yeah, but he's a medical doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good.
He's got the credentials, but he says it how it is. You know what I mean? Which is like, I'm like, this is refreshing.
Yeah.
Somebody's not afraid to say it.
Yeah.
But he was saying, he's like, I'm going to take 1 milligram of BPC every day for the rest of my life.
Right.
Because the health benefits are like through the roof.
Well, if you don't want to hurt, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, going to the gym after taking a few days off or even a few weeks off, everything hurts when you go in there.
Yeah.
I'm noticing that.
Oh, it's coming up.
Nothing's really hurting. I'm actually enjoying lifting. I mean, you inflicting the pain on yourself, but I'm saying is before it was just hurting, and I'm trying to work around it, or I'm trying to get warmed up, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Yeah, being able to do stuff without.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people all the time, when we do consultations and stuff, I'm like, listen, this stuff can be very beneficial, especially since most people have inflammation. Most people have gut problems.
Yeah.
Most people have, muscle issues, energy issues, libido issues. And now you have all of these things that are in amino acid.
Yeah. To specifically correct that and not really mess with nothing else.
Right. So if you got
that's amazing.
Right. You got libido problems, you got PT141, you got Kispeptin, and then now they're coming out with even more stuff, that just directly deal with that, And it's funny because PT141 was kind of discovered by chance because melanotan 2 that was taken for, getting to basically get your
tan.
Get the melanin and make you tan, right? And they noticed, like, he was like, dude, I don't know what's going on with me. I'm taking this to be
so tan. Does that come from that?
Yes.
Okay.
So what they did was they found out what part of that causes the libido boost, and they made PT141 out of it.
Okay.
And then PT141 was originally meant for menopausal women. Because when they go through menopause, it's either this way or this way. So it's
they either turn hard left or hard
porno
right.
style or like none.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like that's the two options that they go, and so they made it for menopausal women to help with that, and it's like it's a game changer because it's saving people's marriages. You know what I mean? It's crazy, like something like that.
I remember, you gave me the nasal, and I think I tried the injectable
the
long
PT?
time ago. But back then I was so.
Well, yeah,
I mean, you know what I'm saying.
You didn't know what was working.
Yeah, but so doing the nasal the other day, I did it, because I'm excited.
Tested
I just got it,
just
taking it out, and then I don't know, probably was like 10 minutes later. I'm like, whoa.
You're like, what's going on here? I feel good.
Yeah,
I feel really good.
It's pretty wild. I mean, 58, 59 years old. just almost like that. Is the wind blowing?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. And then now with Kispeptin is like the next one, right?
Yeah.
That's the next generation of that.
Okay.
But the cool thing with Kispeptin is that they're actually using it for TRT. So like they're giving it to women instead of giving them testosterone. They're giving them Kispeptin. So Kispeptin, like all these other peptides, not only fixes these other issues, right? But it also fixes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
so
really
so now they have now women have options. They don't have to take testosterone and risk, the anabolic effects of it.
Right.
But still get their testosterone, raised.
Right. The signal. Because that's really all you need.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Cool.
So he's telling your body, hey man, make some more testosterone.
Right.
You'll feel better. And then so I literally have women that take Kispeptin right now. Funny, my friend, I'm not gonna name him, but he's a friend of mine, but he's a client. He was a client at first. Now we're friends. But he was saying something, because his wife is going through menopause. He's like, man, you gotta do something. This is, I'm on testosterone.
Right.
And I'm like this, and she's like this. I'm like, what can we do? Can we give her?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, options are putting her on testosterone, which if I'm doing testosterone for women, I'm doing propionate because it's got a short half-life.
Yeah.
It's like in and out of the body. It's like Tren, you have an anthate and then you have acetate. Yeah. I'm like, take the acetate.
Right.
Because if you take it and it's too much.
Wrong, you could just stop.
Right, yeah, you could just stop. If you take the anthate, you're going to be riding for about 12 days on that. You're going to have to lock yourself up somewhere so you don't, end up doing something stupid. But it's the same thing, with the testosterone, it'd be propionate for women. Some women, though, I have on propionate and they love it. They're like, my sleep is better. I'm burning fat. I'm keeping my muscle, my energy levels through the roof. They're feeling good, and they don't have those effects,
right?
Because there's a very small amount of it. You don't need a lot.
No.
You know what I mean?
Definitely microdosing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so he was like, I was like, well, we have the option of testosterone, and then she was like, I don't want to, big needle and all that stuff. I'm like, okay. It's like, listen, option B is Kispeptin, like for sure. That and PT141. I'm like, PT141 will fix the libido issue, right? I was like, but the Kisspeptin won't just fix the libido issue, but it'll boost her testosterone up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we got her on the Kisspeptin, and man, I mean, I think a weekend, he called me up. He was like, dude, I came home and she had like an outfit. It was like a yeah, he's like, I can't tell you
and popping.
Yeah. He was like, the last time I came home, it was like that. He's like, I can't remember. In probably like 15, 20 years.
She got the signal.
Yeah, she got the signal for sure. And he came home. He's like, he's like, I don't know what to do. I want to do something for you.
What's the antidote?
Right. You know what I mean? He's like, what?
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And then so the funny thing is now, because her libido is so fired up, he's like, dude, I'm gonna need testosterone's not enough.
Now he needs.
Yeah, something. He's like, I need to keep up.
That's
because
hilarious.
He's like, I can only go so much. You know what I mean? I got so much in me. I was like, no problem. I said, I got something for you. So he goes, what do you got? I go, well, you've heard of Trimix.
Uh-oh.
But this is Caverject. This is the OG.
Oh wow.
This is the OG.
Yeah.
And I was like, we got Caverject. He's like, what's that? I was like, well, I mean, this might freak you out, but it's an injection into the muscle of the penis. Yeah. And he's like, oh man, I gotta inject. He's like, so he's thinking it's the same syringe that he's doing the testosterone with, right?
No.
I'm like, bro, that will go through your penis. That's like, that's not even realistic.
Not piercing.
Right. Exactly. I'm not trying to harpoon you, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. So I go, no, it's with the insulin syringe. You don't feel it.
Right.
I was like, honestly, what you will feel is that you'll have like the biggest erection of your life.
Wow.
Like it would be like back when you had your first
and
one.
You hope you get the dose right.
Right. Well, that's what I tell them.
I've heard stories.
I tell them absolute. Yeah. Yeah. Our boy. Yeah. But I tell everybody, start at the very, very lowest dose, 5 IUs, you know what I mean? Like 5 units.
Yeah.
And engage it there, right? Because some people need that's a 20 microgram vial.
Okay.
Right. So that's like for somebody to do 20 micrograms, you'd have to have like paralysis below your waist.
Right.
So imagine somebody who's healthy, works out, is on testosterone, and then So I'm like, I had people like, oh, should I do the whole vial? I'm like, no.
That's crazy.
I'm like, you do the whole vial, it's just gonna fall off.
It's gonna be
it's gonna pop right off.
It's a blunt object.
Right. I was like, you're gonna have to go find a bunch of places to put it.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then end up in the hospital, and then I have to drain that thing. But so I guess.
So in other words, that's whether you get the signal or not. Huh?
Oh man, listen. You don't need. Yeah, there's no signaling with that. It's like if you're committed, once you commit, you better make
the whole train
right. And that's how I'm like, don't commit until you know it's happening. Otherwise, you're gonna have some.
Maybe I got a problem.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's funny.
But a lot of the professional DJs that we work with and stuff like that, because they're traveling the world doing these big music festivals and they're having fun and doing the recreational stuff and things like that. And they're like, they told me like one of the most famous guys, I can't say, but everybody would know who this is. Like whether you listen to that music or not, you'd know exactly who this is. Very mainstream guy, very, very big in that scene. And he told me, he was like, he actually lives in Vegas now, but he goes, all of my performance anxiety is gone because of that. He's like, I can go party for 4 days, drink, do recreational stuff, do everything. And then when it's time to get down, I could just, hey, I'll be right back. Boop, and then comes back. Right.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's good to go. So he's like literally because he's, that's one of the things that men go through, that, the performance anxiety of it.
Yeah.
Like, even if you get to the point where you're like, okay, she wants to, move it into that stage.
Right.
And then now you're like, okay, I can't be the two pump chump. You know what I mean?
I'm about to say, you've been talking shit all
right.
night. No,
you've been talking shit about all this stuff.
Yeah,
you better back it up, right?
Yeah.
So with that, you have none of the anxiety. So it mitigates all the stress that comes with that. So now you have no stress. You're just going in because you're going to be good.
Wow.
Yeah, you know you're going to be good. You know what I mean? So it's all good.
Star status.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's, for guys, I think, like that's more important almost than actually just getting it in. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, if you're utilizing that tool, then yeah, I mean, usually it's not one of those one. I just did that once. That's one of those.
Oh
things
no.
Where, you know, it's in your utility belt.
That's right. It's in your exactly. So like like now all of these guys, man, especially the older guys that have been taking like Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
they because there's no side effect.
So coming from where I come from, the bodybuilding era, does that affect other muscles too?
So so the interesting
because I know we used to have escalene back in the day.
Yeah.
And then I guess it was Cadaverject they switched to, where it basically temporarily swells up.
Cadaverject, yeah. So yes, this is true. And even now, we have guys that are competing professionally. Mm-hmm. They'll, like you're backstage instead of pumping up. Mm-hmm. They go backstage and they'll hit themselves in the biceps and the triceps and stuff. It does the same thing because what it does is it pushes blood into that muscle.
Okay.
So whatever muscle you hit, they'll hit their calves,
right,
the bis, tris, and then they'll go pump up, and it's like 10 times the thing. And you got that pump for like an hour.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's not like you're gonna start deflating if you're up there.
Right.
It
definitely was popular for a minute.
So, well, why it's still popular, but the problem is it's super hard to get it. Very hard to get it. You know what I mean? The only reason we can get it is because of the doctors we deal with.
Yeah.
They work with Pfizer. And
I remember back in the day, so Escalene was made in France. Mm-hmm. And so whoever was bringing it, I don't know who, but it like, it'd be a batch. It'd be like 200 ampules or 300. Right. And then they used to try to buy them all.
Yeah.
Give me all.
No, I'll buy all of them.
I take them all, and the whole body be blown with Escalene. Yeah. But it's not like the SEO stuff that they're using now.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You could still train the muscle. You could still.
Yeah, it didn't look weird. It was still the muscle. It was just more.
It was very temporary.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an hour. So it makes sense if you're competing. If you did it, you hit like your weak points or something like that, and then you went on stage and you would just have a pump way longer. Yeah. So that right there could win you a show essentially, because if you're still pumped,
then everybody else is deflating.
Right. You know
100%.
What I mean? You're still gonna 100%. You're still gonna look better, right? So
they call that fading on stage.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So, but that's like one of the things, and what I like about that is that, a lot of guys that are, because Viagra and Cialis has been around a long time, right? So people have been taking it for a long time. Well, like anything else, you keep taking the same dose for a long time, your body just doesn't give back to you.
Does that give you like the stopped up nose?
No. No nausea, exactly. No blood pressure thing, no heart palpitations, none of that, bro.
Just got to get past the harpoon part.
That's it. That's the only part. I had a friend of mine, he was so scared of needles, like so scared that even with the TRT, instead of doing testosterone, we put him on in clomiphene.
Okay.
Because he was like, I just can't do it. He's surprised that, and he's like, and it's funny because this dude's a big, tattooed up, scary dude. And he's like, I can't do it, man. I'm like, dude, look in the mirror, man. How can you look like this and be scared of a needle? What's wrong with you? He's like, I just don't know. I just can't do it, man. I'm like, all right, what if I do it?
So
he's like,
a lot of times with that type of stuff, something happened to him when he was a kid. I still got like PTSD from my smallpox. This this right here.
Yeah.
I still can see in my mind.
Yeah.
Like, cause I remember we took the bus to the doctor's office. I'm 59. I was 5 years old. This guy's name was Dr. Butts. You know what I'm saying? Like
spelled like that?
Yeah. And I remember him because my granny was standing there and he was like, come here, young man. He had the needle and he was just like, he kept, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like just a shot and then push it in. It was like they had to
like poke it.
Bruh.
That sounds terrible.
And I was like on my tippy toes. He had me damn near hanging up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
stayed with you since then.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But that's one of those type of things that you never forget.
Because I know he did try it before, like back in the day, when he was going, like as everybody was doing it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think he trained at was it called Jim of Buckhead or Buck?
Yeah, Jim of Buckhead.
Jim of Buckhead, yeah. So he trained there. Yeah. Okay. So I'm sure you know him.
Yeah,
so big. He's probably like 6'5", tattoos everywhere on his neck and all that. I'm like, bro, you look like that, and you're scared of a needle. He's
So
like, I tried it once.
so you got guys like him.
Yeah.
Then you got the other dudes who just don't give a damn.
Don't give.
I remember back in the day, we used to get the preloaded Sustanon.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it had the 1.5 inch, 18 gauge needle.
18? That's a harpoon,
1.5 inch, 18 gauge. Dudes used to just take it out the pack, pop it, and then you pull it out, the blood was skiing across the room. I'd just be like, what in the world am I looking at? So
for people that don't know, an 18 gauge needle is basically like a harpoon.
It's like a nail.
Yeah.
It's like a small. It's definitely the size of like one of those furniture tack nails.
Right, you know exactly. Like it's
it's no joke.
And the gauge is the lower the number, the thicker the diameter of the needle. So this is an 1.5 inch.
1.5 inch, 18 gauge, straight out the pack. Bro.
Yeah. See, now I would understand. Maybe he did that. Maybe that's
what I'm saying. So you either have the people who are terrified of it, or you have the people that
I'm like, bro, you
should have a little bit of, control. I'm just like, bro, you're gonna stab the wrong thing.
Oh, dude, it's bad. Yeah, yeah. So we had him on in clomiphene for that reason, and he was fine with it because actually in clomiphene kind of worked out better for him because. It's you can microdose with clomiphene. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it worked out better for him. But he's one of the guys, man. And with the Caverject, he did it one time, and he was like, "I'll do this forever."
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that cured him, huh?
Yeah, because I was like, "Wait a minute!" I was like, "Time out, bro. You won't do that, but you'll do this forever."
Wow.
He's like, "Yeah, because what I get from this." He's like,
I like it when they call me king.
Right. He's like, listen, if I had no muscle on me ever, he's like, I was still down.
Well,
yeah. He's like, so he was that excited about it. And so he goes, when somebody gets that excited, then I was like worried about you running out.
I was just about to say,
yeah, like, hey man, can you, how much of this do you have? Like, I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, I don't have it in my closet.
This girl to be like, oh, you're out. Huh?
right. What's wrong with you? He's like, damn it, Paz.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm like, well, as long as the manufacturer makes it, we'll have it. I'm like, I don't stash the stuff in my basement. You know what I mean? Somewhere.
Right.
I'm like, I don't see it going anywhere for a long time. No. I think it'd be fine. It's been around forever.
Yeah, it has.
Like Cabbage has been around. Like,
yeah, this is definitely it's been around for 30 years easy.
The first time I ever heard about Caverject was when I was signed on with the Chippendales. All those dudes would do a little bit for the shows, get a little fluff.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do like a full dose where it would be like, you can't even dance, and like.
I'm suspended. I put people out. I put somebody's eye out.
Like I've injured 14 people today at the dance. I don't know. I got to go home.
That's
but they would all do a little bit, and I would be like, "What are you guys doing? Like, what the fuck are you guys doing?" And
that's when, to be honest with you, that's when I quit.
Yeah.
When I was dancing,
you started seeing that shit?
And it just kept getting crazier and crazier and crazier. Yeah. So when you see that movie Magic Mike, that's like in the middle of where it was. I remember the first one, I was like, that's exactly what we used to do backstage. You know what I'm saying? And then now it's just
it's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean they were just back there, and I'm like, "What are you guys doing? Are you guys juicing up? What the hell's going on?" Like, no, this is Cabbage.
It started getting to that point. I was just like,
There's
no entertainment now. It's just straight, madness.
No, it's madness. It's crazy time. But yeah, that's one of the good things about that is that all of these people who've been on Viagra and Cialis and Levitra and all these other drugs, for so long, they can't keep going up in dose.
No.
Because now your side effects are so dangerous.
Well, now they got the daily dose supposedly for different.
Yeah, well, the Cialis 5 milligram daily dose is for prostate health, heart health, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
But 5 milligrams is not the good time dose. Is
right.
It's not the
good time dose. Okay.
Yeah. It's not the good time dose. It's, good time dose. You're talking about 20, 30 milligrams of Cialis. Is a good time dose. 5 milligrams is not really, some people take, I mean, I know doctors that give 10 milligram doses to some people because their prostates are enlarged, and it takes the inflammation out, puts more oxygen in your blood.
Yeah.
So it helps with the circulation. And then it also helps with, it's still gives you a kind of a euphoric feel, but it's not like, I got it, it's not like that. It's different.
Yeah.
So you have the good, chemical release, but you have the prostate health, you have the oxygenated circulation increase, and then so it helps with like high blood pressure and things like that. So a lot of guys actually that are on TRT are also on a daily dose of the Cialis,
right?
Because when you do testosterone, it elevates your blood pressure, right?
Yep.
And it enlarges your prostate, and all the stuff it does, right? So this is a good way to counteract the effects of the testosterone,
right?
So that's that's why they give it to they give it to people that are older anyway, because with aging, all that stuff happens anyway. But especially people that are on testosterone therapy, whether it's TRT, HRT, or TOT, either one of them, they give it to them for health reasons.
So TOT is testosterone
optimization therapy. Yeah. So because you have HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy, it could be growth hormone, could be testosterone, could be all kinds of stuff. And then you got replacement therapy, which is TRT. That's traditional, right? Replacement therapy, they look at your labs and go, okay, well, you're at 500. We want you at 600 or 700. So we're gonna, that's where we're gonna get you to. We're not gonna get you to where 1200.
Right.
Even though the chart will say like from 350 to 1200, or from 300 to 1100, whatever it is, depending on the lab. Even though it says that, it will the doctor will only give you enough to replace to where the doctor thinks you should be at. Right. But the reality is, when you read labs and there's a range that goes up to 1200, well, you can't tell me you're going to feel the same at 600 that you do at 1200.
No. And you got to worry about the estrogen and the prolactin.
Right.
Prolactin,
estradiol, all that stuff. Yeah. And that's the thing. There is a proper and safe way of doing this where you get the benefits that you read about and you mitigate the side effects, right? People always go, well, are there side effects with this? I'm like, well, there's side effects with everything.
Right.
There's side effects when you drink water. You drink too much water, it becomes toxic
all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's another side effect. But I mean, like bad side effect. I mean, there's people that drink so much water that it actually becomes toxic in their body.
Yeah. They have mineral deficiencies, all kind of
right.
Stuff.
Exactly. Right. So everything has side effects. Doesn't matter what it is. So can you mitigate those side effects and make the benefits overlap the side effects? Yeah, of course. And you have to understand the risks of whatever you're taking.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's risks with stuff, but there's also a risk with eating steak.
Yeah. And like I say, I always tell people, prepare your body for whatever you want, whatever you're trying to accomplish.
Right.
I call it changing the terrain. So if you're low T, bad gut health, can't sleep, you don't go straight to some pill or drug. You got to do some lifestyle changes.
Right.
Either before or at least during,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to really have a breakthrough to get better.
Yeah. And one thing that is really important, especially coming from you, because you were a professional bodybuilder for so long, is the importance of letting these young kids that are still in their teenage years understand, like, they don't need to do it right now. You know what I mean?
And I think it's counterproductive. I'm not going to deny that you will get a result, I'm just saying, like, when your child body is still activated and you haven't reached the adult stage yet, and then you start flipping switches, you definitely setting yourself up for some inefficiencies or over something, you know what I mean? Like too much testosterone release, or imagine getting shut down at 16 or 17
and getting gyno.
Getting gyno. So definitely, I don't know, it's just not, it's a time and a place for everything.
Right.
And I was in my I was like 25-ish, maybe 26, somewhere in there.
Right.
Before I even, well, hell, I wasn't even thinking about it when I got introduced to it. So I was given something to think about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But just thinking about doing it when I was in my teens.
Yeah.
Or like when I went to high school, like in my ninth, when I was a freshman in high school, I couldn't even comprehend the size of the juniors and seniors.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
They're all grown men.
It was like so crazy. I'm just like, you bigger than my daddy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was so ridiculous. How many dudes was like 225 in the 9th and 10th grade?
Oh, yeah. When I was in high school,
literally, that's insane.
Dude, everybody,
and they were just like literally superhuman athletes.
When I was in high school, like, I remember like noticing, like, why does everybody look like superheroes? Like, everybody, I'm like, what is happening right now? What's going on? And then, they were like, hey, you want some of this? I was like, no, I don't know anything about that shit.
When I was a freshman, I remember going to the field house, right? So after school, you walk down to the field house, and usually the seniors was already in there because their practices like start before ours.
Yeah.
And this was 1982. Your boy, Chris Dickerson had just won the Mr. Olympia that weekend.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
So I go in there on Monday, and this guy, his name was Rod. I kind of really remember him because he's the first person that said the word Mr. Olympia to me.
Okay.
And he was probably about 220, 225 at like 5'9" I think he was the senior. But he was like he was so yoked up. And he was like, Chris Dickerson just won the Olympia. And I'm just like,
you're like,
what place did you
get? I was like,
what
place did you,
like,
man? Like,
he was so ridiculously yoked.
He looked better than you.
Day.
Yeah.
So, but again, like in the 80s, I guess it was a part of the situation.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, I wasn't one of the players. I was just somebody, Yeah. In the freshman and junior, sophomore, they'll let you be on the team. You have to make the varsity and the junior varsity. But yeah, just being in there and watching these dudes, it was amazing.
And they're lifting heavy.
Like, they were
405.
Yeah,
you're
I'm saying like
doing,
grown man stuff, and I'm like, how are you still in high school?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like, why are you here? Did you get held back? What's going on? But I mean, that's really important. And I'll tell you, it's one thing if because of all the hormonal things that are in everything now, right? Man. They're everything. So a lot of these young kids already have hormone problems.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? So if somebody comes to me and they're like, listen, my son, like we deal with a lot of pro athletes, right? And these guys are retired, but their kids are coming up, and the kids want to follow in the footsteps of the parents, right? So the parent, the dad is like 6'3", 6'4", you know what I mean? And their son is like 5'8". Right. And he was like, dude, when I was that age, I was like 6'2". You know what I mean? Like, what can we do? I'm like, well, what we can do is we got to get his blood work done. Right. And then if he's got a deficiency, then the doctor will say, okay, look, he's got a deficiency. Mm-hmm. Let's put him on this. Let's put him on this to help him. It's mostly at that age is growth hormones, what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you something crazy, man. Lionel Messi?
Yeah.
Not Lionel Messi. Yeah. The plays soccer, plays football. Yeah. I don't know if you heard the story, but he was actually projected to be a dwarf. Yeah. And then, so he got tested, and the team bought him growth hormone. Wow. And they gave him growth hormone. He's still short, but he's 5'8". Right. Wow. But he wouldn't have been anything even close to 5'8" if it wasn't for them giving him the growth hormone back then. Because genetically he was he was prone to be a dwarf, is what they said. Yeah. And I remember reading that, and this was like recently too. It came up somewhere, and I was reading about that, and and he's like, without that, I mean, think about it. If that right there changed the whole trajectory of his life. Yeah. Yeah. So he became one of the greatest to ever do it. Yeah. Because they fixed the deficiency he had as a child. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like when it's a case like that and it's done properly, you're not buying it from some website or some dude at school or whatever, some dude at the gym. Yeah, I got growth hormone. Yeah. Like kind of shit. But when it's done right, these things are great because they do change people's lives. Yeah. I mean, and he would if he was a dwarf, the chances of him doing anything that he's done before, wouldn't be the same. Mm. I mean, it just, realistically, he would have never accomplished what he's accomplished. Right. But they fixed the deficiency, and the rest is history.
He got the best of the best. Yeah. Eli Lilly poster child.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, back then especially, I feel like the products were just better. You agree with that?
I mean, I think definitely better. Because of, the way it came through. So they create a drug, then, they got 5 years of patent, and then all the counterfeiters and the generics and all that type of stuff. So, they put their best foot forward in the beginning. Yeah. And then it kind of gets watered down after that. Yeah. So, I mean, think about creatine. When creatine first came out. Yeah. I mean, it was like it was insane. Like, I don't even know what that stuff is now that we have now. And it could be the same thing, but I doubt it because, back in the day there was no creatine in the supply chain. So that first wave, your body's never really had, 5 grams of creatine before. So that initial shock maybe. But now I think you need 20, 25 grams to get to that. I was going to say same.
So effect. So I'm glad you said that because that was going to be my next question to you. Like, what do you think about what they're saying right now? You need like 10 to 20 milligrams to.
Well, for brain health and all that, To actually I mean, a lot of times, that's being pushed by the people who make it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure there is some efficacy to it. Yeah. But you still would probably have to find your correct dose. Yeah,
it's more than 5 though.
Oh yeah, definitely more than 5. Yeah, 10 probably is probably a like starting point. Yeah, and doing it proper timing of it either before or after training or both, I think makes a difference. Right. Having it with a little bit of carbs and aminos post workout is the way to go. For because now you got it stored in your muscle for the next day. Yeah. So
I mean, and that's the thing, like. These products get a bad rap, and it's not that the products are bad. I mean, they exist because they help people.
Well, imagine walking around with a tool belt on, and you got a hammer, and you just hammering shit. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with it. You just you know what I'm saying? Like that's people's approach to things. Right. You want to use a hammer on everything, but I'm like, no. If the screw is up a little bit, I take the Phillips screw or the flathead and I tighten it up a little bit. I don't just go bam. Yeah, I don't just try to knock it down. That's what a lot of people they try to do. They try to avoid the process. Right. So I'm just gonna take a bunch of this or do a bunch of that or lift a bunch of that, trying to get the result.
Well, you have a lot of influencers that like. I think the social media has a lot to do with that, right? Because you got these influencers that look like superheroes, right? And you have these young kids that are like, watching all that, and they want to be like, I want to be like him, I want to be like that guy. Yeah. And they know to look like that, they have to take certain things, right?
Well, they assume,
right. And the thing is, they'll take it from anywhere they can get it from. So if the guy at the gym has it, they'll get it from the guy at the gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for people that have that mindset or mentality. There's something to be said about earning something or building something or conceiving something from idea state. You wrote it down on a piece of paper and then going through the process to make it real. There's a lot to be said about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, like you said, I feel the same, that these things are a tool to, mitigate the effects of aging. Right. I mean, that's really what that's our whole business is based off of that, is to mitigate and control the effects of aging that every human being goes through, not just men, not just women, right? But every human being goes through it, and people forget, like, women have testosterone, men have estrogen, like we have all
you need it.
Right. Yeah. Estrogen is super important. Like some people, man, I'll talk to them, they're like, I'm taking like 60 milligrams of Novadex a day. I'm like, so you have no estrogen. I'm like, well, how's your libido? Oh, I don't have any libido at all. I'm like, yeah, you need it.
Wow.
I could have told you that just based on what you just told me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you should be taking like 20 milligrams every week. Right. Unless you're hyper respond or hypersensitive. Right. And you're very sensitive to estrogen. Yeah. And then you take it, depending on how sensitive you are. But, you don't need a lot. You just need to control it from getting too high. That's all.
I think also correcting or controlling your environmental, like, not plastics, like the overabundance of plastic. Yeah. So I used to have all Tupperware, all plastic. Now it's like all maybe glass. 20. I'm trying to get it all in glass. Yeah. So little things like that, I don't drink out of plastic cups. Yeah. Just little stuff like that is going to go a long way because we're so bombarded with it in every aspect of your life. So, at least try to, in your home, minimize it. Because like when you go out, I mean, it is what it is. But
yeah, when you go, but the stuff you can control, like, like your aftershave, you like your lotion, like your soap, shampoo, all that stuff. Yeah. If you're getting it with parabens in it and all that stuff,
it's sad that you can't just go
and buy something,
buy a brand, like the brand, and not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you finding out 20 years later, oh, baby powder causes,
yeah,
whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's like, oh, the baby powder.
Yeah. Another thing that's really important, I think, and you should really hit on this is you don't need a lot of any of this stuff.
No.
You know what I mean? I think that's
like I say, it's a signal. Like when you talk about peptides, it's a signal. Like if the indicator is broken, you can hit the signal as much as you want, and it ain't gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to stick your hand out the window. So again, like I say, getting proper blood work, finding someone who knows what they're doing. I guess that's what you want. But I'm saying at least somebody who is either doing it themselves or practicing on a lot of different people, so you can get the right information, because there's so much information out there. Learning, getting a quality resource, learning the proper dosages, keeping everything clean and sterile. You can have a good experience.
I'll probably get some flack for saying this, but this is what I tell my clients, and I tell both sides, okay? But I tell them, like, look, if you're a man, find a doctor that's a man, because he's got the same hormones and issues that you're gonna, you know what I mean? He can relate to you better and understand where you're coming from to properly diagnose and give you a protocol, right? I tell the women the same thing. Find a female doctor that can relate to you, that has the same hormones, is gonna go through the menopause and all that stuff, and she can relate to you and be able to properly diagnose you to get you on the right protocol. And in the perfect world, find both of those doctors that work out, that are on a regimented protocol themselves, you know what I mean? That can talk from experience. Like, that is like the ultimate. If you can find that, you're good. If you go to, like, I had a client this past week, his doctor, I've talked to the guy. The doctor is super nice, very, very, but doesn't work out. He doesn't eat good. He's overweight. He's got like health problems. He's got like high blood pressure. I'm like, it's like, we talked about this before. It's like hiring a fat trainer, like,
or taking a course from a business professor that doesn't have a business.
That doesn't have a business. Like,
not saying that he won't give you the right information,
but that's all it is, though.
He won't know how to tell you how to apply it correctly because he hadn't done it.
No, and I tell people, I'm like, this is the example I always use. I'm like, listen, if you wanted to get in shape, would you hire a trainer that's in shape, or would you hire a trainer that on paper he knows, he's got the certifications, but in reality, he doesn't even apply the shit to himself. He doesn't have, you know what I mean? Like, he can't get himself in shape. How in the fuck are you paying this guy that can't get himself in shape to get you in shape? You know what I mean? A lot of times they do marketing. That. Right. And a lot of times they do that, though, because it's less intimidating for people, right? Because the guy that's jacked and super jacked and just, walks around the gym and everybody's like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Right. Like, you know what I mean? He's, it's too much. But now the fat guy, people will just say, I don't know how he has business. It's crazy.
You're training, he's eating. Want a piece?
Yeah. Eating a Kit Kat. Well,
I need a trainer that brings the Snickers.
Right. Listen, at the end of this workout, I got a reward for you. Okay, you need a Kit Kat bar. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's really important. Like those little things really make a huge difference, And I'm like, look, I'm not saying anything about your doctor. I'm not saying he's not educated. He doesn't know what he's talking about or anything like that. But if he's not applying it to himself, how can you get help from that guy?
Yeah. Where is he speaking from?
Yeah.
From experience?
Because it's just on paper. Yeah. You know what I mean? And nowadays, even before the AI, ChatGPT and all that stuff, you can go look it up. Now you don't have to even look it up. You can just go ask.
Yeah. Or just say it out loud and it'll show up on your phone.
Show up. You know what I mean? So I think, like, it's really important for people to understand, like, those parameters if they're deciding to do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Is to really look at the whole picture and, figure out where they're deficient. Definitely do their labs. Everybody should do their labs at least once a year, like a full panel once a year. And now the people that are on TRT and things like that, I always suggest twice a year. Yeah. Like every 6 months, do it. And that way you just know where your health is at. especially as you're getting older.
Yeah.
You want to be more on top of it.
Yeah.
But you know, as long as you do that, you have to be just smart. You treat it like you treat anything else, you know, but you're doing it for you because it's very important, right? So you have to make yourself a priority and say, okay, look, I'm going to do this stuff to mitigate all these effects of aging, but I'm going to also go to the right doctor.
Yep.
Talk to the right nutritionist, talk to the right trainer.
Yep.
You know, all the, like, it's just like anything else.
Make the lifestyle adjustments.
Right. Right. You know, if that's really your goal, and, you know, most people's goal is just to look good naked.
Yeah. That's a good goal.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you know, nobody, you know, very few people are like, I'm going to be Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially now because everybody looks like Mr. Olympia. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you look up, I mean, you know, when you guys were competing, you look on stage, I'm like, I mean, that anybody in the top 5 can get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes in the top 8, top 9, top 10, you know what I mean?
Well, in the perfect world, that's how it should be, though. You know, you should, like, the top, say, 10 or 15 in the world showing up.
Yeah.
And whoever's the best that day walking away with it, that's what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever locks in that day, yeah. So, you know, I think it's really important that, you know, and people don't really discuss things like that. Now, we're going to hit on stuff like that more because, you know, I don't know why, but a lot of people are scared to talk about, you know, this in general. I'm like,
well, I mean, again, starting with getting your labs done, you know, we're going to introduce, we have a friend that's a licensed nurse practitioner who does, you know, telemedicine. You know, somebody like her where you can sit down and have a good consultation. Then get with somebody like me and you that actually show you how to take the data information you got from her, apply it to your actual life, your actual lifestyle, and then help you dial it in to where you can maximize the result.
Yeah, and as far as our business goes, I mean, we're the business that we're formulating, and we're working on the website and all that good stuff now. So once we launch, you guys will see what we're talking about. But to give you the gist of it, the business is gonna basically hit on all those categories. You know, it's not gonna be just like, here's some products and you know, come back and buy some more later. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like, look, nutrition, lifestyle, workouts, consultation. You know, you'll be available for consultations. I'll be available. You know, the doctors will be available. We like teaching people how to read labs is really important because I feel like a lot of people have no idea. Even if they go to their doctor, the doctor is not really in depth with it. They just you're
just looking at high and low.
That's what I'm saying.
This is low.
Right. That's really what they hit on. You know what I mean? But they don't really explain. Like a lot of these people that I do consultation with, because we look at the labs too. And I'll first thing I ask, what did your doctor say about your labs? You know, because I'm just curious to know. Okay, how much did your doctor go over with? Right. Or did he just tell you like your cholesterol's too high? Right. Your this is out of range. That's, you know, is that how he did it, or did he explain to you, hey, your creatinine is here, it should be here. This is why. This is your risk right now. This is how we're going to fix it. You know, that kind of stuff is really important. I think a lot of people are just kind of like, you know, in and out, like a rotating door. Right. Whereas we're going to be like, look, we're going to spend time with you. We're going to figure out what the issues are, because your lifestyle plays a huge role, right? Yeah. So if you're not living the lifestyle to be in shape, so you're not eating good, you're not working out on a routine, you're not, you know.
Or you don't even have the mindset. So, you know, like being able to accomplish all those things, it starts up here. Yeah. You know, like I got up and charged the car this morning. Yeah. So if normally when I get up to charge the car, I walk, you know, I'd get like 2 miles in while the car is charging. Yeah. And I got up this morning and I was in a hurry because, you know, we had to do this. Yeah. And so the shoes that I lay out determine whether or not I'm gonna walk or not. You know what I'm saying? Like I got my
dress
walking
shoes?
Well, not dress shoes, but I'm saying like I got I'm gonna sit my ass in the car because it's cold shoes, or I'm gonna put on my trail shoes, you know what I'm saying? And I bundle up and I walk. So that's what I'm saying. It's the mindset.
Yeah, it's mentality.
This morning I let myself the market was gold was hot this morning, so I wanted to trade. So I traded while I'm charging instead of doing my cardio.
Instead of cardio. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. But mindset wise, if I wake up and say I'm gonna walk, if I don't put the right shoes out, when I get to plug the car in, then I'm like, oh, I got the wrong shoes.
I got the wrong shoes.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess I'll just trade.
Like so, yep. And so that's being able to be successful at the little things. You know, I put water by my bed. So that's the first thing I grab when I get up out the bed.
32? Is it 32?
32. This right here.
Oh, that's how much you do?
And I got one a little bigger too. So so it's either this.
That's like as soon as you wake up, right?
Yeah. And then so that just gets everything flowing. Yeah. And then the mornings where if I don't have it by the bed, now it's 20 minutes before I get to the water. Right. You know what I'm saying? So just setting up little things. You know, one thing about success when you're training people, when you're coaching people, is you're holding them accountable. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people just need that nudge, or man, I got to send in my progress today. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of stuff that helped me to be on point for so long.
That was coming.
Because I'm being held accountable, not just to myself, but to whoever else you got in your corner. So,
Yeah. I mean, when I became a personal trainer, that was the one thing. That's the first thing I noticed. Like, I'm like, oh, okay. So what this is what's getting them to leave their house, drive all the way to the gym. Yeah. Because they've already paid. Right? They paid for the session. Yeah. And I got to go see Paj Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, cool. At this time, you know? Yeah. And so that was as a big part of it is the accountability part. Now, what I did different from like all the other trainers, I was, psycho with it. I was, a lot of trainers just walk people around the gym and then, and then they're talking about something else, talking about TV shows. And boy, if you were my client, ain't none of that happening. No. We gonna put you through hell for that 30 minutes or 45 minutes, whatever you pay for. Yeah. It's gonna be hell, and then you're gonna leave feeling awesome. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what it was. And so they know. So a lot, like when somebody like a trainer would like get fired or go get another job somewhere else, so all their clients had to go to people, right? Mm-hmm. I only got the clients that would put in work. Yeah. The clients that were like, I'm just here to like walk. I just need you to walk me around and talk to me. Yeah. I just need some therapy. That's all.
Yeah. Not saying I can't do it, but those used to be so draining. Again, touching people's lives like that, being involved in their progress, their goals and all that. Yeah. It zaps you if you're not careful. Oh, and that's kind of like I had like this. It was an unspoken rule when I trained with people. Mm-hmm. Like, usually I need like 2 or 3 people, right? And so we're all doing active recovery while the one person is working. You're either stretching or spotting or getting ready to be next. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so that allowed, me to create the intensity and keep everybody moving and, of course, keep you from getting bored. Yeah. Keep everybody locked in. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. So, this is all, and we're talking about all this stuff because we know like the New Year's resolutioners
are coming.
It's coming.
You might as well get with somebody that's going to keep you in the road. I mean, because like this is the hardest part. Yeah. Because you're going against, this is the time of year where everybody gets, it's the holidays, blah, blah, all that type of stuff. So your mentality is definitely, your mindset's put in the back seat.
Yeah, you're not thinking about that.
So knowing that it's coming, and like I say, we passed Thanksgiving. That's the meal that I usually always just go crazy. Yeah, Christmas dinner is not quite as
crazy,
encompassing as Thanksgiving dinner. Right. And then preparing yourself that week and then hitting the ground running. Yeah. Come January.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So and it's funny, a lot of those people that go get gym memberships and I got a trainer now. They last like 2 weeks, man.
I mean,
yeah. It's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden the gym's dead again. Yeah. You're like, wow, okay, that was quick. Which is kind of sad because you're like, man, if you just
like I say, it's the way that you set it up. If you have a goal of losing 40 pounds, your first week can't be focusing on the 40 pounds. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna clutter the situation, and 1 or 2 obstacles is gonna take you off your path. Yeah. You'll be spinning your wheels again.
Right. So for New Year's, what's your resolution? You got a resolution?
Well, again, it's 2026. Yeah. I just want to make sure that number one, I'm ready for any of the possibilities. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, I'm locked in. Like Will Smith said, I want to be ready so I don't have to get ready. Mm-hmm. So knowing what I know and assuming what I'm assuming, I'm just going to make sure that I'm ready to go and make sure that I'm surrounded with the people that's understanding what's at stake or what's at hand or whatever, and to make sure that we execute. I want to have a good supporting cast. Be more strategic. Definitely want to take advantage of, like I said earlier, all this money printing they're about to do, you know, kind of learn from what happened in 2020 and back in the day. Assets is what I'm looking into right now, making sure I'm acquiring assets and making sure I'm staying healthy, staying on point. I want to, you know, people, they was like, well, you going to compete again? But I said, no, I just want to, when I walk in a room, I want people to be like,
I think people just want to see you up there, man. Honestly.
Well, I get it. I understand.
I mean,
but
even
I'm
if you
like,
guest pose, that thing would be cool. Even if you guest pose, man.
Looking like I'm ready to do it is where I want to be. Not necessarily getting
doing
up there. You know, looking the part, having people say, "Damn, what the hell?" You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to put forth that effort to get that result.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like pretty much the same. You know, like the business side of things. 2036 is going to be a big turning point, you know, with all the businesses that we've been doing and setting up. And, you know, God is great, man. I mean, this year has been amazing with our businesses, you know, even this year, you know. And it's funny because for the first time in my life, I didn't chase the money.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like I didn't start any business. I was like, oh, I'm going to be rich.
Right.
You know, I was like, all right, this is what I want to do. This is my vision.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just kind of just kept on going, kept on going. And you know, we've what's amazing about our business is that we've never advertised. It's literally strictly been a referral.
Right.
You know, all the business we have is referral. The immense amount of clinics that we deal with nationwide and the doctors that we deal with nationwide. The labs that we're connected to now, all that stuff was organic, man. That was all referral.
Yeah.
There was nothing that, you know, there was never a Facebook post or Instagram post or, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't do any of that. We just said, you know, okay, one, and then one turned to two, and then two to 4.
Yeah. And
then now we have this giant network. And then now, again, our focus is not to chase money.
Right.
It's to grow our reach more so that we help more people.
Yeah, I mean, the industry itself is setting you up for major success or major failure, depending on how you prepare for it, and depending on how you execute. You know, like right now, people's issue is quality, consistency, efficiency, stuff like that. You nail those type of things, you'll separate yourself from everybody else.
Yeah, and that's really the goal. I mean, and like you said, like, we don't want to just offer products. You know, we want to offer a full-on team of people that are going to help. You know, in every aspect of that has to be checked off, like all the boxes. You know, not just your product box. You know, it's everything. And then, you know, with the amount of, you know, we talk about this all the time, but anybody who's known you for a long time, they're like, dude, he's just such a wealth of knowledge because you've lived it for so long. You know, and for me, they're like, you know, all Posh does is just read clinicals about all these products that are coming out. He's like he's like an encyclopedia for that stuff. You know what I mean? So
let me see, was that Saturday night, I went to this Christmas party. It was for the University of Arizona's tech team.
Okay.
So it was like all these physicists, and scientists, all these scientists in there. I was just like, wow, it was amazing listening to these people, you know, and know it. Well, some of the stuff I didn't know what the hell they was talking about, but a lot of the stuff I knew what they were talking about.
Yeah.
You know, this one guy, his name is PJ, and they do, so you heard of Viome, right? They do this test. It's a blood and a gut test. Okay. So they test like just really tells you everything. Wow. So you take that test and then the Metatron. So the Metatron's giving you the digital or the artificial intelligence. And this is actually testing, you know, what's happening in your blood and in your gut. Yeah. Man, I'm just like, I can't wait to participate or utilize that type of information. He said, because we can take the results and literally build you out. You need this much whatever vitamin you need. You know what I'm saying? According to
down to the T.
Down to the T. Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty wild.
So, yeah, that's exciting to me. Yeah. Like stuff like that. Because then you have literally if you know what the issue is and you don't fix the issue, then it's on you.
Well, what I'm saying is being able to know it, and then so to get the information, then get the knowledge on the application, and then the resources to actually
do it,
execute it.
Yeah,
that's huge, and that's what you want. That's how they talk. He was talking about that guy Brian, whatever, the guy who's doing the anti-aging situation. Like that's the type of people I was hanging out with.
Yeah.
There's one guy, he stayed underwater. He broke the world record for being underwater for 100 plus days.
Yeah.
And I was in the room with all those people. I was just like, oh my goodness, this is like super geek nerd fest. But it was,
but that stuff is cool.
It was really, really, really cool.
You get like an insight into the future.
Yeah.
You're like, man, this is where we're headed to. Okay,
yes.
That's the thing about technology that's exciting.
Yeah,
it's things like that.
Yeah,
when you can figure out like exactly what you need.
Yeah,
and then
that's exactly what he was saying. How advanced it is. You know, it was a trip.
Yeah,
and like I say, you know, now I'm gonna have a relationship with this dude. I'm gonna be able to get my my blood and my gut, everything.
Yeah.
And to know that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about
that. Yeah, and people can actually also look into each one of those things and find out what that is.
Yeah.
Like, what does that do?
So he was talking about how you can find a deficiency and then not only, identify the deficiency, but there's different versions of everything.
Yeah.
So it'll tell you what version you need for you.
Yeah.
How much of that, how long, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow. So down really, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. But yeah, the business thing is going to be a big thing. And that's actually going to help us do a lot of other things, like the foundation we want to do, where we go to these like poor countries and help build, like homes and wells and all that stuff. I'm super excited about that, because that's where the money is going to go to.
Yeah.
And then, just growing with this whole industry is a big part of it. You know what I mean? So I was at the CDC. It was like 2 weeks ago, and one of the guys there that's on the board has been my client for a long time. And they were having a board meeting, and he calls me up. He's like, "Hey man, can you come?" He's like, "Can you come down here and talk to the board about what you got me doing? Because they keep asking me, but I can't explain it to them."
Right.
And this dude's a doctor, like a medical doctor,
right.
accredited. He's a speaker and all this shit. You know what I mean? He's like, I can't explain to him how you explain to me.
Right.
What this stuff does.
Right.
And everybody wants to know why I look younger.
Yeah.
I have more energy. My body's changed. He's like, I don't know what to tell him. He's like, can you come down? So I'm like, yeah. So I go down there and I talk to the board, right? I talk to them about all this stuff. I tell them everything. Okay, did your labs done? When was the last time you get? I'm like, you guys work at the CDC.
Yeah.
Get your labs done.
Right.
Go down the hall and get your labs done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? And so when I explained it to him, they were like, how come we don't know about this stuff? I'm like, well, you study what you study viruses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't, I very limited information on viruses that I have. Okay.
Yeah.
But I have a ton of information when it comes to this stuff. And I'm like, it's just like, you guys trying to tell me about a virus. I'm like, oh, I had no idea.
You said it. That's why I'm gonna say this. You know how you pick up stuff, but I listened to this guy. He's always talking about vaccines and viruses and all that. He's like the original language is Latin, and the original non-English definition of virus is venom.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like whether it comes from outside or a lot of stuff is stored in you for decades, and then you get the flu or whatever. That's just it being released into your system. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean it makes.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Like, okay, that doesn't even surprise me, honestly.
It does.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So the foundation. One of the biggest things is in 2026, I'm gonna stop investing into people that don't invest into me.
That's a good. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm naturally a giver, so I invest into people.
Right.
Right. So if I can help somebody, man, I'm like, look, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've decided in this coming year, I'm going to invest into people that invest into me. Mm-hmm. So if someone's not invested in me, then I'm not going to be invested in them. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's the way you're supposed to be. I mean, like again, we're both Virgo. We both have the same ideologies and whatnot. So I'm very guilty of that too.
Yeah,
so.
and it's gonna be difficult because my natural self wants to help everybody, no matter what, whether they're good to me or not. I want to help everybody, but at the same time, just sitting back and looking at my life all the way up to 47 years, and being like, okay, well, what if I tried something new?
Yeah.
What if I reserved that energy and gave it to the people who are there for me, who are, who are feeding my purpose, who are encouraging me, who are raising me up, who are feeding the fuel into me to be a better human being.
Yeah.
What if I save all that energy I'm giving it away and I give it to them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was one of the biggest things. And it was crazy because this is like literally 2 days ago when I'm like, literally I was driving and I'm like thinking, and then it just comes to my head. It just comes to me. Like, here's what you need to do. You need to start investing into people who invest into you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we gotta get like some kind of a checklist, parameters.
Something. I mean, I say that and I'm like, okay, how am I going to do that? You know, but this is something that I need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How it's going to happen is I'm going to give it to God.
Yeah.
Give it to God, and He'll tell me what to do. It'll be good to go from there. But all right, how many hours is that, Chase?
Somehow you're at 135 on the dot.
Doesn't it seem like longer though? Seems like that.
Cool.
Yeah, man. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. So we're gonna try to maybe get a New Year's one in, but that's really gonna depend on Chase's schedule. He's got. Yeah. No worries. Okay. All right. So
well, cool. Like, so in other words, this is gonna be our pre-Christmas.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind what the real meaning of Christmas is.
Yeah.
And just enjoy. Like,
what is the real meaning of Christmas?
It's we're celebrating the Savior's birth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And there's so much mysticism and all kinds of stuff, but just keep the main thing. All these holidays come from paganism and whatnot, but the thought process is we're acknowledging the Savior's birth, and just like I said, just keep the main thing.
Yeah. Be good to people, man. I mean, be focused on being a good human being.
Yeah.
I think if people, if all people were just trying to be better, just themselves, make themselves, the world would be amazing.
I can't even.
It's the selfishness that's killing everything.
And it's really the programming, because most people are programmed to think the worst or to follow the crowd, or, I'm saying, all those type of things. And, this life is this whole life is about learning lessons, and going through things and getting the value out of it, extracting it, and then growing from there.
So. 100%, man. So be better human beings. That should be everybody's gift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And enjoy it. Enjoy the family time.
That's what I'm doing. I got my grandbabies. I'm cooking again. And so I'm gonna really enjoy just.
That's it. You bringing some of those cookies?
I probably will. I'm gonna do something sweet. I don't know what. I think we're doing. Like I said, I'm doing a rib roast this time instead of a turkey. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely come by.
Yeah,
I need some of that. That sounds good.
For sure.
All right, you want to take us out?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it.
Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity. Bless us, guide us, protect us, forgive us for our sins. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, we out. See you in 2026, baby.
Right.
Let's go.